last night the futures market showed extreme greed. Right now it's kind of mixed. Dow is down, NASDAQ is up a little bit. I think people are still trying to digest what to expect going forward. Do we need an emergency meeting for an emergency rate cut, or is it okay to wait until September for that very first rate cut? So Asia has been kind of surprising. We had a massive sell-off from Japan due to a variety of reasons, due to their currency, what their central bank did, their currency, and also their economy and everything else that's going on, right? They had a huge minus 13% day. Then they had a plus 10% day, so good in fact, that they had a circuit breaker turn on, right, for the upside too, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it doesn't mean that it recovered, because if they go down 13%, they need to go up 26% to kind of make up for it. So they didn't fully recover. But because of that, you know, things got a little bit better. But did things really get better in Japan? No, didn't. You know, I kind of study up a little bit more about this. Why did this happen? It has a lot to do with trade, a lot to do with their negative interest rate policy that they had for the last 8 years. While everyone else has been raising rates, they had a negative interest rate policy. And that caused a whole lot of people from around the world to borrow a whole lot of money, because it was basically free money. And they used that to buy assets and equities from other places. So now that they've decided to raise their rates finally, it's no longer that cheap. And plus, Japan has other problems too, because of their slowing economy. They also have, they're not worried about inflation. They're worried about deflation, which actually is much worse, because Japanese people are just not spending. And that is a much bigger issue. Anyway, so there's a lot that's going on around Japan, which is kind of what started all this. But we know in the US, we weren't doing that well either. Okay, jobs are coming in low, and that's never a good thing, right? Sentiment is also low. Everything else is low. But, you know, we kind of been just waiting for Fed Chair Powell to make things right with the very first rate cut. And that didn't happen last month, right? So that scared Wall Street too. So, I mean, there's a number of things going on, right? But are things getting better? Well, let's see. Yesterday, despite the massive sell-off and scare, man, a whole lot of people were trading spot ETFs. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs hit 6 billion in volume. So obviously the fund makers were making a ton of money with this. But like I said, BlackRock and Larry Fink, they do not want to let go of any Bitcoin. Yesterday, we had an outflow of 168 million. You had Fidelity sell off, you had ARK sell off, you had Grayscale sell off, no surprise. But look at BlackRock, 0. Okay, they didn't add, but they didn't sell either. BlackRock never lets anything go. It's not never. They did it once, but I think that was by accident. And ever since there, Larry Fink said no outflows ever. So you could see, even going back to July 18th, you could see that Fidelity has been selling, right? 6 straight days of selling. ARK had 5 straight days selling. Bitwise had 5 straight days of selling. The only fund that doesn't sell is BlackRock. Larry Fink is like, no, I don't care if people are selling it off. We're going to make sure we're going to hold on to every single Bitcoin we have. See, if you truly understand what Bitcoin's about, well, then that's the right call. You just hodl. You just hodl and hodl and hodl some more until you get DCA, and then you let the gains come to you. So that even on a grander scale, like BlackRock, the largest asset manager, and their CEO is starting to understand that. And they're doing it with their own Bitcoin ETF. If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below. Now, of course, we got others that understand that too. That's why Morgan Stanley, starting tomorrow, in fact, is going to pitch Bitcoin and Bitcoin spot ETFs to their wealth clients, or wealthy clients, I should say, because they've probably been asking for it. They're like, hey, we want some exposure and we can't get it. So that's going to start tomorrow. And of course, you got others that are starting to embrace the Bitcoin strategy, like MicroStrategy. Semler Scientific buys another $6 million worth of Bitcoin. They now have, a little bit under 1,000 Bitcoin, worth about $63 million. That's what you're supposed to do. Buy low and sell high. So during yesterday's activity, they decided to buy some more. Metaplanet out of Japan. We're just talking a lot about Japan. They're one of the hottest stocks in Japan because they embrace the Bitcoin strategy. They're raising another 10 billion yen to purchase, guess what? More Bitcoin, right? Kind of like what MicroStrategy is doing. They're trying to raise $2 billion for more Bitcoin. Metaplanet is doing the same thing. So it's not just fund managers, okay? We have a lot of public trade companies that are also understanding that, yeah, Bitcoin is the way to go, right? It's not just like random people on X now. Back in 2017 or 2021, even in 2021, when I would be covering news about who's buying, it'll be mostly like whales buying, anonymous wallets buying, and so forth. Now there's so many reports of funds buying and public trade companies buying. I mean, it's so different now. It's very, very, very different. Let's just say the appetite for Bitcoin has grown to everyone from the smallest retail investor to the largest companies on earth. And here's the thing. When in doubt, zoom out, right? I've always said that. People that are afraid, when in doubt, zoom out. This is a perfect example showing that just 7 days ago, we were at $70,000. So that doesn't mean that in 7 years, 7 days, we can't get back to $70,000. Things move really quickly in both directions. Volatility is a name of the game when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. Really, it's the only thing that's preventing people from making a lot of money because people do not understand. A lot of people coming in have lettuce hands. They don't understand that with investments, all investments really, not just with Bitcoin, you got to have patience. Yes, everyone tries to time top or bottom, but most people get it wrong. So the best way to do it is either you buy over time, dollar cost average in, or you buy when other people are panicking. You buy the dips. You buy when it's very, very fearful out. And yesterday was one of those moments.